tell me why these influencers keep scamming their followers? Let's talk about how the Christian business gurus are just as scammy as the regular influencers and gurus that we find on the internet. Aren't the Christians supposed to be, holy and truthful with what they are telling you? We're going to be talking about none other than Dana Chanel and Prince Donell. If you are new here, I'm Boss Attorney Bri. Over here on my channel, we talk about being legal and legit in your business and what influencers and celebrities are doing wrong in their business. So if you are interested in that type of content, make sure to subscribe, and I have videos every week. Let's get into it. For those of you who do not know who Dana Chanel is and who Prince Donell is, they are a married couple that runs their business on social media, teaching Black entrepreneurs how to become Black entrepreneurs in several different business ventures. They also sell their products and their services to their followers, and they have a large following. They are currently under wraps because they have been accused of scamming their followers by either not providing them with what they paid for, or only providing them with some of what they paid for, or misleading them entirely of what they paid for. So they are currently being sued by the Attorney General, and we're going to get into that lawsuit in just a moment. And I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I did not know that this couple were doing scams over the past 2 years. I actually recently did a TikTok with Prince Donell as a stitch to my TikTok because he was listing some pretty accurate information.
Not saving any money on taxes by starting an LLC. Let me explain. A lot of people think that when they first start a business, they need to establish an LLC because it's going to save them more money on taxes. That's false. An LLC is a legal
But I guess you can just look that up on the internet and get away with just spewing out what someone else already said, because I didn't think he was a scammer until I recently came across some videos about Dana Chanel and the fact that she was being sued for scamming her followers. I had to go ahead and cover this story because it specifically affected the Black community, because that is who they were targeting. The sad part about Christianity and mixing business with that in order to get people to buy your products or services is that religion has been instilled in us since slavery of this is what we're supposed to follow. So it's a little easier to trust people that are involved with the church. You trust that they are telling you the truth. And it's a sad situation that in this situation that they were actually using their influence and their religion to scam people out of money. So this couple has so many different shady businesses that have led to this lawsuit. And so let's just get into the shady business of it all, and let's talk about the different companies that they had. So the first company that they had is Sprinkle of Jesus. It's basically an app where they send you motivational quotes or Bible quotes in order to prep you up for the day. And you can also talk to other members on the app. The second company that they operate, and it's mainly Dana's company, is the Curl Bible. It consists of cosmetics, hair products, things like that that you put on your body. This was Dana's company, and they heavily promote the Curl Bible. It was one of the first businesses. The next business is Jumping Jacks Tax, and this business is mainly for Donell. And on top of that, he also allows kind of franchise opportunity. Many people have described it as more like a MLM opportunity because you put a large down payment, $5,000. And then you have to pay a fee on a monthly basis. And then on top of that, every transaction that you do the taxes for, you also have to pay them $75 for that. So it's not really a good franchise model, and it does more mimic an MLM model because you're consistently paying Jumping Jacks Tax in order to use their name. It's kind of a licensing thing. They have the trademark, you're able to use the name. But the bad part is that you're consistently paying them even though they're not doing any work. They say they update their app that's supposed to help you learn the taxes and things like that. But are they really doing something to deserve a payment for every tax return that you do? Probably not. The next company that they have is a credit repair company called Credit Exterminator. They recently changed the name to that. And it is alleged that he actually stole that idea from his friend of 10 years and basically cut him out of the business deal. He fixed Donell's credit for free, according to him, and then Donell just went ahead and went with a different company in order to pursue this business venture. And there are so many people coming out saying that they paid $1,700, $1,800 for their credit score to be fixed, and they never got anything fixed. So I don't know what type of history they have with fixing credit, but apparently they were not doing a very good job, because so many people complained that it was a scam because their credit score never got fixed. And the last company that I want to discuss is one of the more prevalent ones, and it's an app called Iilya. It's not quite clear whether they were the owner or whether they were just kind of endorsing the app. But it was an app where you can design an app using the company and they'll help you figure everything out, the features and all of those things. But many people complained that once they paid their money, they did not get any help, or the app was actually delayed in being finished, that they had no say-so in the actual making of the app. But the company was very communicative before you paid, but as soon as you paid, all communication went out of the window. Go ahead and comment below if you have ever been scammed by a social media business or a business in general, or comment below if you've heard about these scams and you almost bought into it. So as you can see, there were so many scams that these people were engaged in, and the consumers and their customers were basically just fed up with everything that was going on, and they actually started a petition for them to cancel Dana Chanel for scamming people. A lot of people say that Donell is not as involved in the situation as Dana is, but he's probably culpable because they are married. And on top of that, he's not stopping her. And on top of that, he is also promoting a business that has fraudulent behaviors in it. It's all about making money to these two. So I wouldn't say that he's super innocent, but is Dana probably leading the situation? Probably, because she is more involved in more of the businesses. And this is just my opinion. It's not fact, so do not run with that. All right, so what's the verdict? Last year, they were saying that there was a class action being filed against Dana Chanel and Prince Donell, but it actually wasn't true. But now they are actually being sued, or not they, but Dana is actually being sued by Pennsylvania's Attorney General for basically violating the Consumers Protection Law, meaning that they misled consumers into what they were getting, or they just didn't provide what they were promising at all. There was also an attempted scam where Dana was going to start a loan company with Ease Consulting Group to pay for the app development that they were charging. So they were trying to get their customers to get a loan in order to pay them, so that their customer would now be in debt, so that they can use their business where they weren't even really developing the apps on time for them, and now they have this loan to pay back, and then they also wouldn't even have an app to use. So this was going to be a hot mess. Luckily, Ease Consulting Group backed out of the deal, because that would have been a complete mess. Okay, so the people named in the lawsuit was the Credit Extermination Incorporated, which was the credit repair company that they started, Earn Financial Company, I think that was ran by her sister, Alakazam Apps, Casey Dana Oliveira, aka Dana Chanel, Nakia Rattray, which is her father, Uncle Magic, and then Cassandra April Oliveira, which is her sister. So these are the people that were named in the lawsuit. Her husband actually was not named. I'm thinking that them naming the individual people is going to be more on the lines of piercing the corporate veil, stating that they acted fraudulently. That means if the court finds them guilty, they will be liable both personally and through the business. So the business can get bankrupt and themselves personally get bankrupt. So the court will need to prove intentional fraudulent acts to show that they should be personally liable, and that can mean losing their house, their cars, anything that they have, assets, they can lose it in this lawsuit. And remember, when I talk about LLCs, the whole point of your LLC or your corporation is to protect you personally from a lawsuit, but it does not protect you if you are acting outside of the scope of the LLC or the corporation of the things that are protected under that. You have to actually be acting in the benefit of the corporation. You can't just be scamming people and using yourself as a personal brand and scamming people and expecting not to also be sued by claiming that you are acting under the corporation. You can still get in trouble. So basically what is happening, or what has happened, is that their consumers and their customers have gotten so fed up with them and so skeptical of them that they believe that everything that they do is a scam. This will likely lead to them not buying their products anymore, and at the end of the day, they are tarnishing their goodwill. So anything that they put out after this, people are going to believe it's a scam. That is one of the reasons why the loan business got shut down, because people said Dana Chanel is starting another scam business. Do not be involved with these people. And that's why the company backed out, allegedly. So, as I speak about in many of my videos, your trademark is one of the most important things for you, because your trademark is your brand identifier. So if you're constantly putting out bad things, aka Kylie Jenner and all their bad products, Dana Chanel and all her bad products, people are no longer going to want to buy for you, because they are going to know that your things are scams or they're not authentic, and people are not going to want to buy your things. They're not going to want to support you. And then next thing you know, your social media business is going down the drain, because you cannot get money out of the people that you were trying to scam or the people that you were trying to take money from, because you did not deliver the quality they were expecting after you charged a crazy price. People do not want that. My prediction is that Dana Chanel and all of her companies are going to have to pay her customers back. And 9 times out of 10, they do not have the money, because they have probably spent it on their lavish lifestyle. So they are probably going to become bankrupt, and their company is also probably going to become bankrupt. She still has the ability to work through the jumping jack tax or Donell's name, because they were not actually sued in the lawsuit. So it's very giving me she's probably going to start a new business after she becomes bankrupt, but it's going to be pretty hard for her to keep up with like business credit and her credibility, and people already do not trust her. So hopefully the Black community and the Black Christian community stop believing in this lady and stop buying her products, and then maybe she will go away and become one of those people that had a downfall and we never hear about them again. And or they pop up 10 years later. We don't want that. Make sure you keep your eye out for her, because she is actually using a stage name and that is not her real name. So she might come back under a different name. So just keep a good lookout on that, and make sure not to buy their products. If you are running your own business, make sure you stay legal and legit and you operate appropriately as your corporation or your LLC. If you need help doing that, check out some of my older videos talking about how to run an LLC, how your LLC actually protects you, and all of those things. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to hear more on this story, if you want me to follow it, make sure you comment below and make sure you give this video a thumbs up so I know this is content that you guys like. If you haven't already and you made it this far in the video, feel free to subscribe and come back next time. I put out videos every week, so you will be entertained.